Alright, this is section 1.3, and in question number 1, so explain how each graph is obtained from graph of y equals fx. Okay, so if you add plus 7, so this means it will add in the y axis. That's why the graph will shift 7 units upwards, because it is plus and then 7, so this is counting towards y axis, so it will shift in the upward direction. Now in question number B, we have fx plus 7. So this plus 7 is still positive, but this will count towards x axis, not the y axis. That's why it will be shift the graph 7 units to the left. So this is the correct one. Now for option number C, it will count for y axis, but this time it will not shift downwards or upwards, but it will stretch because it is multiplying it by 7, so it will stretch by the factor of 7. So this is our answer. So question number D, here we have y equals f and then 7 times x. So in this case it will contribute towards x axis, but in this case it will not stretch, but it will shrink. It will shrink by the factor of 7. So this is our answer. And here we can see we have negative fx and negative 1. So negative fx will reflect it about x axis, and negative 1 will shift it downwards. So let's see. So reflect x axis and shift 1 unit downwards. So this is our answer. And in this case it is multiplying the function of fx by 7 and also dividing x by 7. So in this case it is affecting both x axis and y axis, so it is multiplying here by 7, so it will stretch the graph. So let's see. So we have stretch, and then this is vertically, horizontal, so it is affecting both axes, so it will be horizontally and vertically both by the factor of 7. So this is our answer. Alright, so question number 2, we have all these graphs and they are labeled from 1 through 6. Now let's find out this one. So it is y equals to fx minus 4. So here in this case it is minus 4. So that means, so the graph will shift 4 unit towards right direction. So here is the 4 and this should be our graph. So option 3 is our answer. And in this case it is shifting y, not the x, so y by 3, so plus 3. That means it will move the graph by 3 units at the upward direction. So that means this one is our answer, which is 1, graph number 1. And in this case it is dividing y axis by 3, that means it will shrink it. So let's see. So this is our smallest graph, so graph number 4 is our answer for this. Okay, now for D, it is at first in the x axis it is moving 4 units towards left direction, and then there is negative, so it will be upside down. So let's see. So this looks like 4 units towards left and then it is upside down. So option 5, graph number 5 is our answer. And then the remaining one is graph number 2. So for E, graph number 2 is our answer. And here you can see it is moving by 6 points plus for the x-axis, and then for the y-axis it is multiplying by 2. So it is by 6 units here, and then it is multiplying by 2, so it will expand. So option graph number 2 is the answer for this. Alright, so here we have given the graph and we need to find out so if this is the graph, then what would be the case if the x-axis is multiplied by 2. So if x-axis is multiplied by 2, then the graph will be shrinked by that factor, which is graph will be shrink by 2. That means graph will be half of it. So let's see. So in this case it is not identical to it, so we cannot say it is shrinked. And then in this case it is kind of a mirror reflection, so this is not the one. And here also, let's see, it looks like expanded more than shrinked, so this is not the one. So this should be the one. Let's say, so here we have f and then here we have this. Okay, so in this case we can clearly see it is shrinked because this point is same, but this point here you can see it is at this point, but in our shrinked graph it is in the between. So that so we know the graph is shrinked. So this should be our answer. So this is question number B. So we have this same graph and it is asking if y equals f 1 by 2 of x, then what would be the case? So in this case it is affecting x-axis by dividing into 2. That means the graph should stretch by the factor of 2. So here it is dividing by 1 by 2 and the graph will be stretched by the factor of 2. Okay, so let's see. So this one looks like a reflection of the stretched version. This is not the stretched version. This is also not the stretched version. It is a compressed version. But if you look at this is a stretched version because this 5 is at the same coordinate, but if you look at this another coordinate, it is different than this. So this is clearly a stretched one by the factor of 2. So this is our answer. So this is question number C. So here we have y equals f and then minus x. So that means our graph should reflect this in x-axis. So let's see if there are any reflections. So this is not a reflection, this is stretch, and this is shrink, and this is a reflection, and this is also a reflection, but this looks like a distorted graph, so this is not the one, and this is the correct one because you can see it is a clear reflection of this graph in another section. Y equals negative f and then negative x. So in this case it will reflect in x-axis just like previous question, but since we have negative in the for the y-axis, it will flip it. So let's see. So this is not a reflection or the flip after that because it looks like an expanded one. This is a shrinked one, and then this. So let's see. So this is a reflection, but it is not flipped because this part and this part both are at top, so it is not flipped. But if you look at this one, so this is the enlarged one, the enlarged one is at the bottom, so that means it is reflected and then flipped. So this is the correct answer. Okay, question number 4 is saying plot the graph and then find this one for sine. Okay, so I'll teach you the easy one. So here you can see it is affecting the x-axis by 1/6. That means it will expand the graph by the factor of 6. So in this case we don't see any 6 value, so this is not correct. Here also we don't see any 6. Here we see pi/6, so it is expanding it by 1/6, so we don't want that. We want it to be expanded by 6. Okay, so clearly option number A is our answer because it is expanding our graph by 6. Alright, so this is question number 5. It is saying find each of the following functions and state their domains. Okay, so it is asking for f plus g. So let's add it. So it will be x cube plus 3x square plus 5x square minus 2. So x cube plus 8x square minus 2. So this is a polynomial function. So for the domains it will be all the real values. That means this is our answer. And f minus g, so this time it is negative. So plus 3x square minus 5x square, and negative times negative is positive, so it will be plus 2. So it will be x cube minus 2x square plus 2. Again this is polynomial function, so this is our answer for the domain, all the real number. And this time we need to multiply it. So let's see, x cube plus 3x square multiply by 5x square minus 2. So let's do this times this times this, and again this times this, and this times this. Okay, so x cube times 5x square will be 5x to the power 5 negative 2x cube, negative 2x cube, and then 3 times 5 is positive 15x to the power 4, and then it will negative 3 times 2 is 6x square. Okay, so this is our answers all in one line, and make sure you write it in the order of the power. So it will be 5x to the power 5 plus 15x to the power 4 minus 2x cube minus 6x square. It doesn't matter, but just for the sake of presentation or writing it in the recommended way. Now again this is a polynomial function, so that means the domain will be all the real number. Now this one is saying to divide it, so let's do x cube plus 3x square over 5x square minus 2. So this is the answer for this division. We cannot simplify it any further. But for domain, so it has denominator, so denominator cannot be negative because any value over negative is not a real number. So the denominator cannot be negative. So let's see what makes it negative first. So it will be 5x square minus 2 equals to negative, or let's do not equals to negative. It should not be negative. Now it will be x square equals to 2 over 5, and that means x equals to root under 2 over 5. So the value of x should not be square root under 2 over 5, and it can be any other value but this value. So that means this is our answer. X is not equals to root under 2 over 5. Alright, so question number 6. So here it is asking for f of g. So that means we can do f and then gx, which means it is f and then 2x minus 1. So now we can put 2x minus 1 in the place of x for fx. So it will be 2x minus 1 whole squared minus 3. Okay, so now this is in the form of a minus b whole square, which means a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so now we can do 4x square minus 2ab, so that means 4x and then plus 1 squared, and we have minus 3 here. So it will be 4x square minus 4x minus 2. So this is a polynomial function, so that means the domain will be negative infinity to infinity. Okay, so this is our answer. Now let's do for GOF. Okay, so I will erase this first. So GOF is also same thing, but we need to do G, and then fx is x square minus 3. So we'll put x square minus 3 in the place of x in here. So it will be 2x square minus 3 minus 1. So 2x square minus 6 minus 1. So it will be 2x square minus 7. Again, this is a polynomial function, so the domain will be minus infinity to infinity. So this is our answer. Now let's do for f of f. So it will be f and then x square minus 3. Okay, because it is saying f again, so we'll put x square minus 3 in the place of x here. So it will be x square minus 3 whole squared minus 3. So we'll apply same formula here. So it will be x to the power 4 minus 6x square minus 9 minus 3. So it will be x to the power 4 minus 6x square minus 12. So again it is polynomial function of 4, the highest power. So it will be minus infinity to infinity again for the domain. Now finally let's do for g of z. So g of z will be, one second, okay, so it will be g 2x minus 1, and then let's put 2x minus 1 in there. So it will be 2x minus 1 minus 1. So 2 times 2 is 4x minus, and then 2 times minus 1 is 2 minus 1. So it will be 4x minus 3. So again it is polynomial function, so the domain will be minus infinity to infinity. So this is the answer. So this is question number 7. Let's do this step by step. It looks overwhelming, but it's not that difficult. Okay, so it is asking f of g of h. So let's only take g of h. We need to do it from the backwards. So it will be g, and then our h is x minus 2. Okay, so let's put this in the z. So let's put x minus 2 in the in place of x. So it will be 5x minus 2 is the value of this. Now it will be f, and then so let's multiply it, 5x minus 10. So now we need to put this in the value of x of the f. So it will be f of g of h will be 5x minus 10. So we are putting this in the value of x, and we have plus 7 also. So it will be 5x minus 3. So this is our answer. So this is question number 8. It is an interesting question. So here it is saying express the function in the form of f of g of h. Okay, and we have given this main function, so which is capital H, x equals 9 minus 3 to the power to the 3 to the power of x square. Okay, now we need to find this one, which is the composition of f to the power to the z, and then to the h, and to the x. Okay, so this will close it, this will close it, this will close it. Okay, so now we need to work from inside out. So we need to start from hx. We need to find what hx is, and then what gx is, and what fx is, and at the end we will try to combine it and then check it with this. Okay, so here if I look at this equation, I would start from I would not look at the constant at the first. I will start from this x or any other variable. Okay, so let's say x square is hx. So if we put hx as x square, so now this is done. So now we can replace this by 9 minus 3x, because this x is now as x square, which we will replace later. So now let's for gx. Okay, so now again I would not look at the constant at the first, because I already have a variable here. So for the gx, I would say it is 3 to the power x. Okay, now 3 to the power x is also gone, so we have 9 minus, let's do it x only. Now the final one would be fx, which is obviously 9 minus x. Okay, so now let's try to combine combine these, and then let's see if it is this one. Okay, so f g h x will be f, and then g, and then hx is x square. Okay, x square. Now it will be f. So let's put x square in the place of gx. So gx is 3 to the power x, so we'll replace x by x square. So it will be 3x power. Okay, so now let's replace this x by 3x power. So that's what we usually do. So we have 9 minus x as the function of x. So it will be 9 minus, and we need to replace it by everything in here. So it will be 3 to the power x square, which is identical to the question given to us. That's why fx is 9 minus x. So it will 9 minus x comma gx will be 3 to the power x, and then hx will be x to the power 2. So this is our answer. Okay, so this is question number 9, similar to question number 8, but it has only 2 variables. Okay, so we have x fx, and then gx, and then the combined one is capital F and then x. Now we need to find these two. So let's do same. So let's do it inside out. So it will be f and then g and then x. So we need to find gx at first, and our equation is 8x plus x squared to the power 4. Okay, so when I have the power 4, I would look inside first and then outside. So let's say our gx is this whole value 8x plus x squared, and if fx is, so this is already done, so we need to replace this by x to the power 4. Now let's try to solve it here. So if f and now gx is 8x plus x squared, okay, and fx is x to the power 4, so we need to replace x by this value. So it will be 8x plus x squared to the power 4. Now this is identical to this, so that verifies our answer. So that means our answer will be fx comma gx. So here you will add x to the power 4 comma 8x plus x squared. So this is the answer.